Okay, so that's the if statement. Next, I'm going to show another piece that we can chain on. It works in conjunction with an if. In fact, it only works if it's preceded by an if. It's called the else if. So you can think of this as if not the first thing. If the if part was false, then maybe try this other thing. Else if. So in this case, once again, it's very, very stupid to have this variable rating. I'm setting it to 2. It's kind of redundant to then check if it's 3 or 2. But imagine it's random or it's coming from a user or something. We don't know what it is. Put your finger over it and pretend it's not 2. We check if rating is equal to 3. That's false here. So this does not run. And we instead move on to this one right here, else if. So this will only run if the first thing was false. So only one of them will run. Let me demonstrate that over here. Why don't we start with a simpler non-random thing. So I'm going to comment this out in VS Code in case you don't remember. It's the same shortcut to comment CSS or HTML. For me, it's command /. So let's do something involving the days of the week and strings. So I'll make a variable here. I'll call it day of week. I'll use const because I'm not going to be altering this. So const day of week equals, and then I'll start it off as Monday. All right. Which I think most people agree is if you work a 5-day-a-week typical schedule, it's a pretty bad day if you had to pick one. So we'll add an if day of week equals Monday. And if that's the case, we'll console.log, ugh, I hate Mondays. All right, so we can just verify that works. I'll refresh the page. We get, ugh, I hate Mondays. But there's other days, some that are better, some that are terrible. Let's say Saturday. If we get a Saturday, I want to say, yes, I love Saturdays. So I can do an else if day of week equals Saturday, console.log, yay, I love Saturdays. So notice I put this on the same line as the closing bracket for my if. You don't have to do that at all. It's just a habit that I have. It's not a bad habit. It's just a style or a convention that you can follow. But please, by all means, don't feel like you have to do that. All right. So these are linked. Remember, only one of these will ever run. Only one console.log will print. And in this case, it's ugh, I hate Mondays. If I change it to Saturday, hopefully, Saturday, and refresh, yay, I love Saturdays. Now I can chain these together. I can have as many else ifs as I want. I just put another else if afterwards. So I could add another one on here. I'll duplicate this. What should I check for? Monday is not great. Saturday, Sunday is good. Sunday night though, it's a little, people get that Sunday night blues thing going on. How about Friday? If day of week is Friday, we'll go with Fridays are decent, especially after work. All right. So we now have 3 possible options, 3 possible outcomes. Let's change this to be Friday. So the first one, not true. It's skipped. Next one, not true. It's skipped. And our final one, it is true. We print this out. So if I have something else like Friday, nothing will be printed out unless I had some other stuff down here. So this one seems okay. It seems hopefully clear enough how this works. But let me just demonstrate one more example. I'm going to comment this out again. Let's go back to Friday, though, just in case you run that yourself. And let's make a variable called, how about age? And I use this example a lot. I know it's not very exciting, but let's say that we're running a theme park or something, and we have different age brackets. If you're 0 to maybe 5 years old, you can get in for free. If you are 5 to 10, you pay a child price, which will be, how about $10. And then if you are between 10 and, what else do we have? 10 and 65, that's considered adult. And then, 10 is kind of a weird cutoff, but whatever, I already committed to it. So your price is $20. And then if you get to 65 plus, you're going to be a senior, and you get in for $10. You get a discount. Okay, quite a lot there. So to implement this, if I wanted just a simple conditional, I'm just going to comment this out because it's all completely invalid, but we'll leave it there to follow. If I had some conditional or some variable, we'll call it age, const age, and I'm using const again just because this won't be changing after I create it, just like with day of the week. I can alter it here, but it's not going to be updated after the fact. I'm not adding to age. So age will be, how about 8 to begin with. So I can start if age is, how do I want to do this? If it's less than 5, I could start with that. If age is less than 5, console.log, you are child. I don't know why I do this in all caps. Let's just do, you are a child, you get in for free. All right, let's verify it doesn't work, right? Because price or age is 8. So then I can add in my else if, and this time I can do else if you are under 10. And the reason this works, remember, it's all hinging upon this order. This code only runs, this conditional here will only be attempted if the first one was false. So that means if we make it to this point, we're already guaranteed not to be less than 5. So else if age is less than 10. This is really saying, all right, if you're not less than 5, are you less than 10? And for this to be true, you would be between 5 and 10. Hopefully that makes sense. I'm trying to demonstrate that these are linked together. It's not just two things we're testing. This thing is only tested if this is false. So console.log, you are a child. Oh, I think I went with child. And then this is also child. Why don't I rename this? You are a baby. You get in for free. You are a child. You pay $10. Okay? And then let's check that out. I'll refresh. You are a child. You pay $10. Let's try it with 2 years old. You are a baby. You get in for free. Now I can add another one. Else if age is less than 65, console.log, you are an adult, you pay, and then what did I say? $20. Alrighty, so let's make this about 34 years old. Refresh, you are an adult, you pay 20. We go back to 3, you're a baby. So hopefully that demonstrates how these are linked together, right? In order for this to be true, we already know to make it to this point, this was false and this was false. So we know for sure age is not less than 5. It's definitely not less than 10. And then if this is true, we know, all right, well, it's somewhere between 10 and 65. So the order matters, at least with the way I've set this up right now. But I'm shortly going to show you some other options for how we could rewrite this. But really my point I wanted to make clear right now is just that these are linked. If you use an else if, it's got to come after an if, or it could come after another else if. And they are sequential. So this thing is tried. Is that true? Well, then we're done. We just completely leave this whole chunk. If it's not true, we try this. And if that's not true, we try this. We could have as many as we want. I could have had 7 different ones for each day of the week, but I just didn't want to waste your time with that. All right, so next up, we'll see another piece to our conditional, the final piece, which is else.